The business really changed when we started releasing control systems. So I'll bring Matt into this conversation here. 2007 in the Red Barn, Matt was a vendor of ours and showed up and started a pump with a cell phone. And in 2007, if you remember, the cell phones were not sophisticated and the bandwidth was horrible and the reception was terrible. So the idea was right, but we didn't know if we could trust it. But that's where I met Matt. So 2007, he's fresh out of college, I'm just out of college, and 2015, Matt worked with us all the way through, but 2015, Matt and Wayne came on board and lived in that building in a camper for about 5-6 months while we built the, longer than that? Shorter.
It was 10 months.
10 months. Well, we built him a store up in Sioux Falls. So he was the first remote store, and I'll kind of turn it over to Matt, but the control systems that his team developed, and as part of our team now, is really what put us on the map and really pushed us ahead of everybody else, which made sales pretty easy. And when sales are easy, it becomes easier to add on and grow and add more people and figure out all the things that we didn't know.
So my little background, my first introduction to Ben and Jeremy was actually in the Red Barn. And through one of our representatives, again, I work for a small company, we started a mobile automation business focused around electronics and hydraulic control integration. My first introduction to these two, I met with the representative in town in Manning. We rode out in the same pickup, and he's giving me the story about, and he's in the equipment repair business. He is just drooling over all these hydrostats that Jake is talking about. And they could repair all these hydrostats and all these planetaries, and it was just the greatest thing in the world. So we show up on the farm place over here, and we walk in the building, and we're talking about the very first iteration of the boat. I believe it was called, what was it, the poop deck?
Yep.
It was the poop deck. And what we wanted to do was we wanted to put a wireless remote control on the poop deck so we didn't have to ride the damn thing anymore. So that was good. Those of you that are familiar with the yellow boat remotes, that's where that got started. But anyways, I remember walking in the door of the Red Barn, and Jeremy's sitting at the desk. I mean, the floor is covered with welding dust and dirt, and there's Ben in the corner whittling on something in his coveralls. And I look at John and I go, "What? What are we doing? What's going on here?" No, Matt, just, here's Jeremy. Jeremy wheels around in his chair, and Jeremy does his thing. Here's what we're doing. So we took it down, we took all the information, and we reconfigured a control system and put it on this engine, and I don't know if that went to Kirkman or where it went, but that was our very first introduction. And through that first experience was where we learned that these guys were working, or beginning to work with a company out in Washington to try to figure out a way to reduce the amount of communication, or reduce the amount of labor, and increase the efficiency of running these pumps. And at the time, we had developed a system, you're probably familiar, you've heard it called Mobile Star before. We started a group in 2006 that focused on connection technologies, mainly for the service industry, for service technicians to get to pieces of equipment so they could diagnose and troubleshoot and implement fixes faster than trying to rely on phone communications and emails, and at the time, ironically enough, faxes. But so we decided to take this technology, and it was cellular, and at the time, just for reference, the smartphone was just becoming a thing. So we took this opportunity. I went to the treasurer of the company that I was before, the secretary, and I said, "Hey, we have an opportunity to put this in a real-time application." And he didn't understand a word I was saying. The only thing he heard was I requested a smartphone, and he goes, "The hell do you need that for?" I said, "Well, we're trying to vet out some of this technology. It's the only thing that's got 3G technology versus 1X RTT." And he goes, "I ain't buying you that. I don't care what happens." So, okay. So the main developer that we had on the project, we came down and we, I think we put it on a 9-liter, I believe it was a 9-liter John Deere pump trailer, set it out on the top of the hill, and we hit the start button. Fire, horns beeps, the motor fires up, shut it off, shuts off. Fire it back up again, throttle it up, throttle it down, and Ben's sitting there going, and Jeremy's smiling from ear to ear. They actually did it. Well, we went back, and I told the secretary or treasurer at the time, I said, "Can I get that smartphone now? We got an opportunity to do this. I'll buy you the smartphone, but you're going to have to pay me back if this doesn't take off." Okay, man. So we did. And then, and since then, we've continued to develop those control systems and focus on efficiency, focus on how we make the operation of a piece of equipment better. A lot like the auto-steered your tractor, to try to reduce the stress has been our main focuses of trying to make the operation of dragline manure as efficient and as least stressful as possible, and give the operators the most amount of input and feedback that we possibly can. And I think we've continued to do that. And we went from the true field computers of putting tough books and modems in tractors, the true field computers, to now we're on tablets and smartphones, and nobody thinks about it that way anymore. So 2015, we had the opportunity, we came to agreement, we decided to put up a facility in Worthing, South Dakota. And initially we were doing sales and service and getting that going, and then we decided to establish the automation department that was within that segment up there, where we develop all the control systems. We manufacture and design and manufacture the wiring harness and the control panels that we ship on our products today and ship loose. And we also handle all the automation software up there with that group as well. So we've expanded and we continue to grow that technology, and it's been good.